All right, let's dive into some serious AI action today.
Yeah.
We're going deep on the UK's grand plan to become a global AI superpower.
Sounds good.
They've just released this report, uh, the AI Opportunities Action Plan,
Okay.
straight from the Department for Science, Innovation, and Technology.
Right.
And let me tell you, they're not messing around.
It's quite a statement, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty fascinating, actually,
Yeah.
how this report really lays out the UK strategy.
Mm-hmm.
They're already a major player in AI.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the third largest AI market globally.
Yeah.
And with big names like DeepMind and ARM, calling it home.
Hitters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they're not resting on their laurels.
No, not at all.
It's like they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
we've got a good start, but the AI race is heating up
Yeah.
and we need to go all in to win.
Yeah, the sense of urgency comes through pretty strongly in the report.
It does.
It does.
So they've set 3 big goals.
Okay.
Building a strong foundation for AI, making sure it actually benefits people's lives,
Yeah.
not just, all theoretical,
Real world impact.
real-world stuff,
Yeah.
and becoming a global leader in creating AI,
Oh,
not just using it.
I like that distinction.
Yeah.
Maker, not just a taker.
Exactly.
Sure.
So let's kind of break this down,
Okay.
starting with that foundation.
Right.
They talk a lot about compute.
Yeah.
And basically, this is just the massive computing power needed for AI.
Yeah, think of it like this. Compute is the engine that drives AI innovation.
Okay.
The more powerful the engine, the faster and further you can go.
Makes sense.
And the UK is taking a really interesting three-pronged approach to
Okay.
kind of revving that engine.
Hit me with those prongs.
All right, so first, they're talking about what they call sovereign AI compute.
Sovereign AI compute. Okay.
This is like their own dedicated powerhouse,
Huh.
owned and controlled by the UK government
Ah.
for national priorities.
So it gives them a little bit more control.
Exactly. It gives them the freedom to really direct resources to whatever they need,
Yeah.
to, national security, top secret research, even essential services in a crisis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's about being in control of their own destiny, really.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's the next prong?
All right. Second, they're looking at boosting domestic compute,
Domestic compute.
which is essentially privately owned data centers within the UK.
Oh,
It's about attracting investment, creating jobs.
so building up the private sector.
Exactly. Making the UK the place to be for AI companies. Think of it as building a bustling AI metropolis.
Okay, I like that. Attracting businesses and talent.
Exactly.
What's the third prong?
All right. The third one they're calling international compute.
Okay.
And this is all about, recognizing that in the global AI race, you need allies.
Makes sense.
So it's about teaming up with
Yeah.
other countries, sharing resources,
Right.
collaborating on research, and basically expanding their compute options.
Strength in numbers.
Exactly. Strengthen numbers.
Yeah, but isn't all of this going to be really expensive?
Oh, it's a huge investment. And the report acknowledges that,
Right.
they're talking about a 10-year commitment
Right.
to funding this, which really shows they're serious, they're in it for the long haul.
Right.
One of the key things they're focusing on is expanding the AI research resource,
Okay.
or what they call ARR.
Error. Okay.
It's basically this pool of computing power
Mm-hmm.
available to researchers, and they want to make it at least 20 times bigger by 2030.
Whoa, that's massive.
It is, it's a massive jump, but I guess it's like we were saying,
Yeah.
to stay competitive, you got to make those big moves.
Exactly.
And it's not just about throwing money at the problem,
Yeah.
it's also about strategically allocating those resources.
But being smart with it.
Exactly.
So how are they planning to do that?
Well, they're proposing to appoint what they call AIR program directors.
Our program directors. Okay.
These are experts who can decide where that compute power will have the biggest impact.
So kind of like venture capitalists in a way.
Yeah, think of them like talent scouts
Okay.
for the AI world, handpicking those promising projects
Yeah.
and giving them the resources to flourish.
Makes sense. So it's not just the size of the engine. It's also about who's steering the ship.
Exactly. Who's at the helm?
Okay. So we've talked about compute.
Mm-hmm.
What about data? I mean, AI needs data like a car needs fuel, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can have all the compute power in the world, but without high-quality data to train those AI models,
Yeah.
you're going nowhere.
Right.
And the UK is building this really impressive National Data Library, or NDL, to address that.
Okay. So tell me more about this data library.
Sure.
What kind of data are we talking about?
Well, it's going to be this massive, ever-growing collection
Right.
of data that's accessible for research and development.
Got it.
They're talking about making at least 5 high-impact public data sets available right off the bat.
Ooh, intriguing. Can we get a sneak peek? Like, what kind of data sets?
Well, the report doesn't go into specifics,
Okay.
but you can imagine it could be anything, from healthcare records to environmental data,
Yeah.
things that can help AI solve real-world problems, like
Right.
finding cures for diseases or understanding climate change better.
Yeah, so it's all this publicly available data they're opening up.
Exactly.
But are they also looking to gather new data specifically for AI?
Yeah, that's a really key part of their strategy.
Okay.
They're talking about strategically shaping what kind of data gets collected
Okay.
going forward.
So kind of anticipating what they're going to need.
Right. They want to focus on areas where the UK has a unique advantage,
Okay.
like healthcare data.
Uh-huh.
Building on the success of the UK Biobank, imagine if they could gather data to help AI develop personalized medicine
Wow.
or predict future health risks. It could be revolutionary.
It's like they're saying, let's be proactive and shape the data landscape for AI. Okay, and there's this other interesting point I saw in the report
Mhm.
about creating a copyright-cleared British media asset training data set.
Oh, yeah, that's a fascinating one.
Yeah.
It's basically about giving AI access to this treasure trove of British media.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from, historical archives to contemporary films and music. Imagine the possibilities.
It's a lot of data.
It is. It is. AI could help us understand our cultural heritage in new ways,
Yeah.
create amazing new art forms, or even personalize education
Wow.
using these rich media resources.
It's pretty amazing what they're trying to do with just data.
It is, and they're even thinking about licensing this data set internationally,
Oh, okay.
turning it into a valuable asset for the UK.
That's smart. Okay, so we've covered compute and data,
Right, the building blocks.
the building blocks of AI.
Yeah.
But what about the human element?
Well, the UK knows that building a thriving AI ecosystem isn't just about machines and data. It's
Yeah.
about people. Yeah. It really all comes down to people in the end.
So they're saying that even with all this fancy technology and, algorithms and all that stuff,
Right.
it still comes down to the people. It's the humans behind it.
It always does, yeah. And in this report,
Mm-hmm.
they're being really honest about the skills gap,
Right.
They're saying straight up they need to train
Yeah.
tens of thousands more AI professionals in the next few years,
Wow.
which is a massive challenge, It's like
Yeah.
they're building this incredible AI spaceship,
Uh-huh.
but they need a skilled crew to pilot it.
Right. Yeah. Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
That's a lot of training. I mean, where are they even going to find all these people?
Well, they're looking at it from all angles: training, attracting, retaining talent. They
Mhm.
want to supercharge their universities,
Yeah.
offering more AI-focused courses, making sure graduates have the skills that companies are actually looking for.
Okay, making sure it's actually practical.
Exactly, industry-relevant
Oh, yeah.
skills. Yeah.
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 But they're also thinking outside the traditional university box.
No. Okay. Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay, well, think apprenticeships,
Okay.
vocational programs, even online courses,
Interesting.
They want to create multiple pathways for people to enter the AI field,
Makes sense.
recognizing that not everyone's journey is going to be the same.
Right.
They're even talking about launching like a global scholarship program.
Oh wow.
And imagine like a Rhodes Scholarship, but for AI.
That's a cool idea.
Isn't it? It's like they're saying, come to the UK, the brightest minds,
Yeah.
and help us build the future of AI.
That shows how serious they are about this whole thing,
Absolutely.
attracting global talent.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the people already working in AI in the UK? I mean,
Yeah.
how are they going to keep them from being lured away,
Right.
by big tech companies in Silicon Valley or wherever?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And that's where the retain part comes in,
Yeah. They're acknowledging that they need to make the UK a really attractive place to work in AI,
Right.
competitive salaries,
Yeah.
cutting-edge research opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
a supportive ecosystem
Yeah.
where people can collaborate and innovate.
So they want to build that whole culture.
They do. They do. It's
Yeah.
like they're creating an AI talent magnet,
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
It is.
So we've got the infrastructure, the data,
Mhm.
we've got the people.
The key ingredients.
Yeah. What's next?
Now it's about putting all of that to work, right?
I
Making
covered.
AI a real force for good in people's lives,
Okay.
And that's a second big goal of this report.
Mhm.
And they're starting with the government itself.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So the government's going to be kind of a guinea pig for AI adoption.
Exactly. They want to lead by
I
example,
like it.
become a model for how to use AI effectively
Yeah.
and ethically in the public sector.
Okay, so how are they going to do that?
Well, they're proposing this three-stage approach, which they call scan, pilot, scale.
Okay, scan, pilot, scale.
Yeah, first you scan the entire government landscape,
Okay,
looking for those areas where AI could have the biggest impact.
like where are the biggest problems AI could help solve?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you move on to pilot projects,
Okay.
actually testing out AI solutions in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And then if those pilots are successful,
You scale it up
you scale them up.
across the entire government.
Exactly. It's a very practical approach.
I like that it's not just all theoretical.
No, it's about action. It's about seeing what works.
Yeah. Do they give any examples of what these AI solutions might look like in practice?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
One example is using AI assistants
Okay.
to help teachers.
Interesting.
Imagine a world where teachers are freed from all these tedious tasks, like
yeah.
grading and lesson planning,
Yeah.
giving them more time to focus on actually teaching.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
I remember when I was a teacher, spending hours and hours grading papers.
It's a huge time sink.
Yeah, AI could be a real game changer there.
Absolutely. They also talk about using AI in law enforcement,
Okay.
things like automated threat detection.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, instead of human analysts having to sift through mountains of data,
Yeah.
AI could help identify those potential threats more quickly,
Yeah.
efficiently, keep people safe.
So education and security. What about healthcare?
Yeah.
That's something I'm always interested in, like how AI can be used to improve medical care.
Oh, absolutely. They touch on that too.
Okay.
Imagine AI helping doctors analyze medical images like X-rays, CT scans.
Mm-hmm.
It could spot things that a human eye might miss,
Right.
leading to faster, more accurate diagnoses.
Yeah, those are some really cool applications.
It's incredible they even talk about using AI to personalize education,
Oh, wow.
helping students learn more effectively based on their individual needs.
That's amazing.
It is. It's really exciting stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, implementing all of this across the government,
Yeah.
it just sounds like a huge undertaking.
It is, and that's why they're taking a strategic approach.
Okay.
They're emphasizing the importance of what they call smart procurement.
Smart procurement.
Yeah.
What does
No,
that mean?
Basically using the government's purchasing power to shape the AI market,
Okay.
support UK innovators.
So they're not just buying any old AI solutions.
Right.
They're actually thinking about
Right.
how their choices can help build a thriving AI ecosystem in the UK.
Exactly. Setting standards,
Okay.
encouraging competition,
Yeah.
fostering the development of cutting-edge technology.
Very strategic.
Very much so. And to help with all this, they're proposing to create a centralized AI knowledge hub,
Okay.
like a one-stop shop
Right.
for all things AI in government.
What kind of things would be available in this knowledge hub?
Think best practices, case studies, open source solutions, research findings, essentially anything and everything related to how to successfully implement AI in the public sector.
Yeah, so you don't have to start from scratch.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's all about making it easier for different government departments
Yeah.
to learn from each other, avoid reinventing the wheel.
Okay, so they're really trying to create this collaborative,
Mhm.
knowledge sharing environment within the government.
It's a smart approach.
Yeah, it is. But this is, I mean, we've talked about this a lot. This is a massive plan,
It is.
and the government can't do it alone.
Absolutely not.
What about the private sector?
Yeah, well, the report is very clear that AI adoption isn't just about the government.
Okay.
It's about the entire economy.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, they see AI as a key driver of future growth,
Right.
prosperity for everyone.
So they want to see businesses of all shapes and sizes,
Yeah,
embracing AI.
absolutely. They're particularly focused on, key industries like life sciences, finance,
Uh-huh.
the creative industries.
Okay.
These sectors have the potential to be real powerhouses
Yeah.
of AI-driven innovation.
Creating those new products and services.
Exactly. New product, services, jobs.
Yeah, and it's not just London, right? They're talking about spreading the benefits of AI across the entire country.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
They're looking at ways to support AI adoption in businesses of all sizes, including, small and medium-sized
But
enterprises.
it's got to be for everyone.
It does, because they recognize that for the UK to truly become an AI superpower,
Yeah.
it needs to be a nationwide effort.
Not just focused in one area.
Exactly, not limited to certain regions or sectors.
Okay, so we've covered the foundations, the government's plan, for AI adoption, their vision for, a thriving private sector AI ecosystem.
Yeah.
What's left? What haven't we talked about?
Well, now we're getting to the really ambitious part.
Okay.
The third goal of the report, which
Uh-huh.
is about securing the UK's long-term future as a global AI leader.
All right, let's hear it. What's their grand vision for the UK in the age of AI?
Well, they're not just content with being a participant in the AI revolution.
Mhm.
They want to be a leader,
Right.
shaping the future of the field.
Yeah, that sounds really ambitious.
It is ambitious.
So how are they planning to pull that off?
Their vision is to create what they call national champion companies in AI.
National champion companies. Okay.
Companies that can compete with the giants on the global stage.
Right.
The next DeepMind, the next OpenAI,
Mhm.
but homegrown in the UK.
So they want to create like the Googles and the Microsofts of the AI world, but with a British twist.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Okay.
They believe these companies will be key to the UK's economic and strategic future.
Mhm.
But here's a really interesting part. They're not relying on the free market alone to create these champions.
Oh, so it's not just a case of let the best company win.
No, they're taking a much more active role. They argue that the government needs to step in and make strategic investments,
Okay.
almost like a modern-day industrial revolution.
So what kind of investments are we talking about here?
Well, this is where their boldest idea comes in.
Okay.
They're proposing to create a new unit called UK Sovereign AI.
UK sovereign AI. That's a mouthful.
It is.
What is that?
So its mission is to invest in and partner with
Yeah.
the most promising AI companies in the UK.
So it's like a venture capital firm,
Yeah.
but backed by the government.
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay.
They'll be looking for companies with groundbreaking ideas, providing them with the resources they need to grow,
Yeah.
helping them connect with potential partners,
Uh-huh.
both in the UK and internationally.
So more than just money, right?
Oh, it goes way beyond just funding.
Okay.
They're talking about providing access to, valuable data sets,
Yeah.
connecting companies with leading researchers, even potentially facilitating partnerships with the national security community.
Wow. So it's really this whole package.
It is. It's a pretty comprehensive package of support.
It sounds like they're really pulling out all the stops
Yeah.
to make the UK the place to be for AI startups.
They really are. And,
Yeah.
they see this as a critical investment in the UK's future,
Mm-hmm.
both economically and strategically. They want to create an environment where the next generation of AI giants
Yeah.
is born and bred right here in the UK.
This whole plan is incredibly ambitious.
It is.
It's clear that they're not just, dipping their toes in the AI pool.
Mhm.
They're diving in head first.
Yeah, you could say that.
It makes you wonder, what the UK's AI landscape will look like
Yeah.
in a few years if this plan actually succeeds.
It's an exciting question.
It is.
Will we see these British AI champions emerge
Yeah.
and take on the world? It's a question we can't answer for sure right now.
Right.
But what is clear is that the UK is making a bold bet on AI, and they're inviting the world to watch
Yeah.
as they try to turn this vision into a reality.
It's a fascinating story that's unfolding.
It is. It is.
So for our listeners, what would you say is the key
A
takeaway
key takeaway?
from all this, from this deep dive into the UK's AI action plan?
The UK has a clear and ambitious plan to become a global leader in AI.
Mm-hmm.
They're investing in the foundations.
Yeah.
They're making sure AI benefits everyone.
Right.
And they're taking bold steps to foster a thriving AI industry. Whether they achieve all their goals
Yeah.
remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, they're not just along for the ride.
Right.
They're determined to shape the future of AI.
And that's what makes it so interesting to watch.
Absolutely.
So on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. The UK's AI story is just beginning.
It's a story worth following, that's for sure.
It is. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.